Friday, and you decide to spend time with yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, In My Own Words, the podcast, and we definitely appreciate you for doing that. And now, we continue the conversation on one Steve Sarkisian. The question being, will Coach Sark have a better impact in year two as an offensive coordinator? He's got the chance to do so, and when you look at Alabama offensive coordinators under Nick Saban, year two is typically the year where they really make that jump up. They really get their scheme, their things in play. They help Alabama win national championships on the offensive side of the football. They probably produce a Heisman winner, a Blitnikoff Award winner. Year two is when offensive coordinators under Nick Saban make that jump. It's almost like in every sport or any sport in college, the biggest jump for players is between the freshman and sophomore year. For professional athletes, the biggest jump is between the rookie and sophomore season. For coaches and the particular coordinators under Nick Saban, the biggest move is from year one to year two. And to support that claim, let's just look at a couple of former coordinators, offensive coordinators that have come through Alabama under the Nick Saban era. When you talk about Jim McElwain at Alabama from 2008 to 2011. His second year was 2009. Helped the Crimson Tide to a BCS national championship, its first national title of the Nick Saban era, its 13th national championship overall at that time, and its first since the 1992 season under Gene Stallings. So that was a big deal that Jim McElwain was able to help get that done. Coach Mack in the 09 season guided an offense that averaged 32.1 points per game, 403 yards per game. He helped Mr. Mark Ingram be a 1,000-yard back, 1,658 yards. Helped Mr. Mark Ingram also capture the Heisman Trophy that year. Alabama went on to win the SEC championship also, beating Florida 32-13 and making Tim Tebow cry. I'm sorry, Tim Tebow, but Alabama made you cry. Jim McElwain was able to do that in year two at Alabama 2009. When you go to Lane Kiffin, who was at Alabama from 2014 to 2016, which means his year two was the 2015 season. Lane Kiffin helped get the Crimson Tide to a college football playoff national championship. That season, Kiffin coached the Tide's offense to an average of 35.1 points per game, an average of 427.1 yards per game. He downs on 395 carries. My gosh, he had a workload, but Lane Kiffin helped him get that done. Kiffin also helped one Jacob Coker pass for 3,110 yards, and one Calvin Ridley at wide receiver as a freshman, bringing 1,045 receiving yards. Alabama won a Southeastern Conference title that year. So, year two of Jim McElwain, 09, he got it done with Alabama. Year two, 2015, with Lane Kiffin, he got it done with Alabama. So there's a tendency, there's a pattern here with Alabama offensive coordinators in year two. So, looking at Steve Sarkisian, this past year, got a lot of things done. Even with injuries to Tua Tagovailoa, had an exciting offense. Najee Harris, his first 1,000-yard season, helped the likes of Jerry Jeudy and Devontae Smith both put up 1,000 yards. Jalen Waddle did his thing. So in year one, you saw some good things from Sark. You even saw Sark trust Mac Jones to get out there on the field, run the offense, and against big-time competition, Jones showed that with a chance, with an opportunity, he can make some things pop. So when I look at Coach Sark in terms of his coaching moves, his coaching stops, he has spent most of his time at the University of Southern California. He was at USC from 2001 to 03, and then 2005 to 08, and then from 2014 to 2015. During those years, so span of years, Sark served in many different roles, whether it was a quarterback's coach, assistant head coach, offensive coordinator. He was even the head coach for the Trojans from 2014 to 2015. But in his coaching time at USC, Steve Sarkisian produced 7 3,000-plus yard quarterbacks. He's the quarterback whisperer, quarterback savant. Those 7 quarterbacks, he had Carson Palmer in 2002. Carson Palmer, 3,000-yard passer, won the Heisman in 2002. 2004 or 2005. 2003 and 2003, he had Matt Leinart. Matt Leinart, a 3,000-yard passer. And in that season, the USC Trojans won a national championship. They're still recognized as the AP national champion. 2005, he had Matt Leinart again. Leinart, a 3,000-yard season, got USC to the national championship game. Unfortunately, they got beat by Vince Young and those darn Texas Longhorns. But 3,000-yard passing season for Matt Leinart. Steve Sarkisian helped him get to the national championship game. He continues 2006 with John David Booty, y'all. John David Booty, a 3,000-yard passer in 2006. Mark Sanchez, a 3,000-yard passer in 2008. And in his 2 years as a head coach, Steve Sarkisian, 2014 and 2015 at USC. Cody Kessler, 3,000-yard passer in both of those seasons. So won a championship in year 3 with USC in 2003 as a quarterback's coach. But we recognize here Sarkisian, a quarterback savant, an offensive mind, a quarterback whisperer. He was putting points on the scoreboard at will during those times there at Southern California. At the Atlanta Falcons, who's 2 years as an offensive coordinator, 2017 and 2018. 2018, year 2, despite the fact that the Falcons did not have the best of records in 2018. They were 7-9. But that was not all on Sark. The Falcons had some injuries that season, let me just tell you, especially on the defensive side of the football. Had some guys nicked up, banged up, and some guys that didn't even play. But for offensive purposes, Matt Ryan, a 4,000-yard passer, nearly a 5,000-yard passer under Sark, 35 touchdowns, 7 picks in the 2018 season. Julio Jones, a 1,000-yard receiver that year, 1,677 yards, 8 touchdowns. And even Calvin Ridley had 10 touchdown catches. So in year 2 of Sark with the Atlanta Falcons, still doing some things offensively, even though not. And Jake Locker at quarterback and strong running back play with guys like Bishop Sankey. So Sark, in terms of being an offensive mind, is a strong elite talent. And when you look at just what Sark would have at his disposal for 2020, when you talk Alabama football, you've got a Mac Jones who's proven he can get some things done. You've got a Najee Harris who, the brother completely snapped the LSU game throughout the remainder of the season. I don't know what Sean Alexander told him the week leading up to that game or the week of that game, but whatever Sean Alexander said, can somebody please inject that into my bloodstream? And here's my arm right here. Can someone please take a needle and inject that into my veins, whatever Sean Alexander said? Because whatever he said, it lit a complete fire under Najee Harris, and he became a completely different person. He turned up harder than Goku in Dragon Ball. He turned up that hard. So, I mean, you got Najee Harris coming back. And then you got Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, your 2 leaders at wide receiver, with a strong supporting cast behind those guys. Tight end, Jaleel Billingsley back. You got a Carl Tucker in here from North Carolina. Miller Forrestall back. Major Tennyson. The pieces are there for Sark. Phenomenal. And then you add in a Bryce Young who is going to play. He is going to get on the field. He is going to get some opportunities. Here is somebody that Sark went through a lot of resources to get. We have not seen the best of Sark, folks. And the fact that he could not win one with Tua Tagovailoa, you got to think that is burning a cap in Sark's brain. The fact that he did not get a chance to win one with the fellow guy from the West Coast off the island in Tua. He didn't get a chance to do it. He wanted to so badly, but injuries kept Sark from winning one with Tua. So he is wrecking his brain going, okay, I didn't get one with Tua, but I'm going to get one with a Mac Jones. I'm going to get one with a Bryce Young. Sark right now is making sure that that national championship does not pass me by. The last time Sark was on a big stage in college football to win a national championship, 2003, y'all. 2003, as a quarterbacks coach on Pete Carroll's staff at USC. Sark was not even the offensive coordinator then. You want to know who was the OC then? It was Norm Chow. That was who was the OC. So Sark knows if I can get myself back to that stage, if I can ever put myself back at a spot to win a national championship in college football, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to be able to bring my narrative full circle, bring my narrative center stage. Sark has had some issues that happened in his life. He's been through some rough patches. He's had some rough times. But we know when he's got the talent, and especially when he has the quarterback, Sark does some unbelievable things offensively. And year two, Bama fans, you saw it with Jim McElwain, with Greg McElroy, national championship. You saw it, Lane Kiffin, as controversial as he was. You saw it with Lane Kiffin, year two, 2015 at Alabama, national championship. Steve Sarkisian through his fingers. I think he gets this done in year two. We take another break here on In My Own Words, the podcast, folks. Don't touch that dial, baby. Don't do it. When we get back, we continue with more of your phone calls and comments in the chat line after this.
T-Town Menswear in the University Mall in Tuscaloosa. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $5.95 per month or pay $49.95 for a full year subscription. That's a saving of almost $22. Make sure to subscribe before it's too late and get our new freshly printed end of the year magazine issue. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
Thank you for watching Touchdown Alabama Magazine's YouTube channel. To continue to get the best in Alabama football content, subscribe here and turn on your notifications to stay connected with the hottest shows covering your Crimson Tide.